Let's dive into this latest newscast with all that we are getting in on the Ethiopian crisis, which has been going on for months. And now the United States has claimed that Eritrean soldiers have crossed into Ethiopia to help Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government battle the rebellious Tigray forces. This was first reported by a U.S. government source. These statements were also backed by 5 other regional diplomats. Talking exclusively to Reuters, the sources claim that both nations have joined hands to fight the common enemy, which are Tigrayan leaders. Both Ethiopia and Eritrea have denied these claims. Let's go back a few years for more context. In 2018, Abiy and Eritrea's president signed a peace pact ending 2 decades of hostilities, after which they regard the Tigray People's Liberation Front as a mutual foe. Coming back to the present, local report suggests that thousands of Eritrean troops have joined the conflict during the last month of fighting. The Tigrayan forces have also admitted to rocketing the Eritrean capital, Asmara. Now, these sources have presented solid evidence to back their claims. Evidence of Eritrean involvement cited in the U.S. view of the month-long war includes satellite images, intercepted communications, and anecdotal reports from Tigray region. A U.S. government source has also confirmed Washington's growing consensus, which went unreported, that matches accounts by some residents, refugees, and even TPLF leaders. And so the big question is, has Eritrea entered Ethiopia to assist the Ethiopian troops? The U.S. government source said, and I'm quoting here, there doesn't appear to be a doubt anymore. It's being discussed by U.S. officials on calls that the Eritreans are in Tigray, but they are not saying it publicly. Now, the latest allegations come after a UN security team's attempt to visit a camp for those displaced in the fighting. Sources say that the team reportedly encountered uniformed Eritrean troops during an incident in which they were shot at and detained. Reports suggest that refugees crossing into Sudan have made similar claims, but the confirmation has been complicated by the lack of access for outsiders, including media, and the communication shutdown to the region. Ethiopian officials, on the other hand, have accused the TPLF of manufacturing fake Eritrean uniforms to bolster their claims and increase pressure on the government to accept international mediation. The TPLF denies these allegations. For more details, let's quickly go across to our WION correspondent Coletta Vanjohi, who is joining us live from Addis Ababa with more details. Coletta, thank you for joining our broadcast. Now, Washington views Ethiopia as a major ally in the volatile Horn of Africa, but accuses Eritrea of severe rights abuses. So will the latest reports now prove to be a policy predicament for the United States?
Well, at the moment, we know that there are all these allegations of Eritrea being part of the war. The Ethiopian government saying no, they're not really part of the war in terms of the military aspect. But we saw the Prime Minister thanking Eritrea for being a brother in this struggle, for being good neighbors. But I think what's the major concern right now is we are seeing a tussle between the United Nations and the Ethiopian government, where the UN has said that their officials were shot at when they went for an assessment in the Tigray region. The government admits and says that's because it was part of a kind of negligence on the part of the United Nations staff that refused to stop at 2 checkpoints. And also we've seen the government trying again, reiterating that Ethiopia is a sovereign state, and it cannot give the UN or any other party unfettered access into any region. So this is the tussle now, and with the tussle now, we still have issues of humanitarian issues. More than 100,000 Eritrean refugees in the Tigray region needing help, and also other civilians, and also on the other side, more than 40,000 Ethiopians in Sudan needing help. So despite the fact that there's a push and pull, accusations of Eritrea being part of the war, the government refusing, but the humanitarian aspect is what is now standing out more.
Right, Coletta. Having said that, we cannot deny that these reports are also being backed in terms of claims being made by U.S. diplomats. Do also run us through Ethiopia-Eritrea ties, which are believed to be mostly icy, till at least Prime Minister Abiy took office in 2018.
Well, what we know for sure is that Ethiopia and Eritrea, both governments are stronger now. And because of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed having reached out to Eritrea and given, the hand of peace when he came into power in 2018. So the relationship between President Isaias Afwerki and Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is strong at the moment. And that works against the TPLF that is located in the Tigray region, because we know the Tigray region borders the Eritrean side. So they're kind of in the middle. So that we've got Addis Ababa on this side, trying to push them, and Eritrea on the other side. So in terms of peace between the two governments, at government level, they consider themselves friends. Now the enemy, we can say the common enemy now we have is the TPLF, which works against them. The United States has also talked about Eritrea having been involved in this. Eritrea has refused, Ethiopia has refused. So it's a matter of somebody's words against the other.
Right. Having said that, Ethiopian officials have accused the TPLF of manufacturing fake Eritrean uniforms to bolster their claims and increase pressure on the government to accept international mediation. This, of course, is a claim that the TPLF has denied. Is it even possible to verify such claims since communication is down?
It's hard. It's tough to verify the claims because, we don't have that, direct access to both parties, both warring factions. So we got the government speaking out about this much earlier in November when the conflict, or when it launched an offensive against the TPLF, and said that TPLF actually they were manufacturing their own military uniform, which was supposed to work for them. But on the other side, TPLF has refused. And now we've seen Eritrea saying that they do not have any forces inside Ethiopia. So it's hard to verify the claims in a situation whereby information, we don't have access, media does not have much access. Now we know the UN doesn't have much access. We are hearing just what the government is saying and maybe what the TPLF says. Verifying is really, really a problem because access to information is a challenge.
Access to information remains a huge hurdle. Thank you so much, Coletta, for bringing us all those precious inputs. Considering the communication lines are down, you're bringing us all those details for quite a few